Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're back with another video and I'm going to be showing you guys the Air Combat Collection Airplane Model Collection with Magazine. Now this collection dates back to the year 2003, so it's about 22 years old now, and I have this in my dad's stash and I just decided I might want to do a video for you guys based on this die-cast metal airplane models. And so let's get right into it. So before we dive into the model, guys, let's just remove the model from the display first. Let's just put this to one side, okay? And let's just focus on the two things that came with the model. When I bought this magazine, actually my dad bought the magazine. Yeah, my dad bought the magazine years ago, 22 years ago at a bookstore. And, you know, they gave us a magazine and you got the model with the magazine. And it came included with the magazine. You got these two subscription letter. You got a subscription letter that came with the magazine and including this brochure. So now this is a very straightforward subscription letter. So you just like fill in your name, your address, phone number, your postcode and all that, and how you're gonna pay for the collection. But this is only available in the UK or in Singapore in those days. But this collection, we cannot even subscribe within Malaysia. So we didn't actually subscribe to this collection. We just go to the bookstore and we saw this on display and we just picked up whatever they have. So, I mean, we didn't actually bought the entire collection. I mean, there's a lot of planes. I'm not really sure exactly how many of these issues that they have, but I know there's more than at least 20 issues. So we didn't subscribe. We just bought whatever's on display, and this is actually what came with the magazine. So got the subscription letter, and of course, the second thing we got was this brochure. Okay, this Air Combat Collection brochure. So it's got everything in here. So you got intricately detailed, unique 1 in 100 scale, historically accurate markings for these die-cast and plastic airplane models. So you got World War II to present day airplanes. So there's a few examples here. So we just look through the pages and you can see for yourself exactly how many airplanes that they have. Now this is actually one of the early versions that they've made. As you can see this, guys, but there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 airplanes in this first part of the collection. But to tell you the truth, we didn't actually got any of the planes in here apart from the Stuka. So, I mean, I really would like to get the hands on the Tomcat or the Phantom or even the Jaguar. I mean, that's a very nice model. Really like the Jaguar. But my dad really wanted to get the Zero, but he didn't have a chance, so we kind of missed out on that one. So you can see here for yourself, the few 11 samples of what you get with the early issues. And this is just what you get in the magazine. So we got like side profile of the airplane, we got cutaway profile, and of course the 3 articles that comes with each magazine. So each magazine you get 3 different articles of 3 different airplanes, and you got hours and hours of reading material. So this is actually pretty good stuff here, guys. And that's the back. Of course you got a slipcase, which is free, which you subscribe to Air Combat Collection, so you get like a file folder so you can put the magazines inside and you put your models on the display shelf. It's really good stuff. So, but this is just like a souvenir now. It's just something to collect, you know, even though this is 22 years old. Without further ado, let's just dive straight into the first 2 magazines that the 2 models came with. And so this one, I believe this one is issue number 4. This is the 4th issue. And this is one of the early ones we will able to get our hands on. I'm not even sure which is the first issue. So which model it came with, that one. But this one has got the Stuka, the F-22 Raptor, and the MiG-25 Foxbat. So 3 different airplanes. And of course, this is the Stuka that comes with the magazine, the model. Okay. And there's the first 2 pages. Okay. Very straightforward. So we got the F-22 Raptor. So we got like a few pages about the Raptor, you know, hours and hours of reading material here. You know, you can read through the story, how the plane was developed, you know, the specs of the airplane, and what it was built for. And of course, then there's the MiG-25 Foxbat, same thing as well. About building, specifications, and the types used during combat. And then the last article in this magazine, we got the Stuka. We got the Ju-87 Stuka fighter, dive bomber. Alright, so that's a very nice camouflage pattern, by the way. And there's the cutaway profile of the plane. And the 3 different variants used during the war. And of course, on the last page is the next issue that we're gonna get with the next magazine and the next model. And there's the last page. Now the next magazine, we're just gonna cover the next one. With this one is issue number 28. Yeah, so there's actually more than 20 issues here, so I'm guessing maybe this has got about maybe more than 30 issues, probably, because there's so many airplanes has been made. So this one covers the Super Sabre, and this one's got the Tu-22 backfire aircraft, Russian aircraft, and then we got the Hawker Tempest or the Typhoon. Okay, first 2 pages. So this one covers, the first article covers the Tupolev Tu-22 backfire. This is a really nice fighter bomber. Not really much on this one. And then we cover the second one, the Super Sabre. That's a nice side profile of the jet. And then we've got the last article, the Hawker Tempest or the Typhoon. Some really nice black and white photographs here. And of course the cutaway profile of the plane and all its specs. And with the final page, more black and white photos. And of course the next issue that comes in the next magazine, next model. We got the Jaguar, which sadly I didn't actually get my hands on. That's a very nice model, by the way. Really like the camouflage on these Royal Air Force planes. Fantastic stuff. And there's the model that comes with the magazine, which is the Hawker Tempest or Typhoon. Alright, so I don't want to go through too much with the magazines, so without further ado, let's dive straight into the model itself. So here are the 2 models, guys. So let's just focus on the first model. Let's just focus now on the Ju-87B2 Stuka. This is the famous German dive bomber that appeared during the Blitzkrieg, Battle of Britain, and North Africa, or the Mediterranean. Now this particular airplane was manufactured sometime between the years 1937 up to 1941, and it's basically used for dive bombing missions, especially, you know, bombing tanks and ships. And this is a very, very interesting airplane, guys. I mean, really love the shape. The profile of this airplane is super sleek and deadly agile. I mean, especially when it dives down to the enemy like this. These planes were very famous for diving down in this particular pattern, and then after that they released their payload, which is this 1,100 pound armor piercing, semi-armor piercing bomb, which we have on this model as well. This is all plastic, and drop it down on the enemy, especially bombing tanks and ships, and of course cities, especially during the Battle of Britain, during the Blitzkrieg. And this model, well, it's a really nice model. It's got some pretty good weight to it. Die-cast metal body, die-cast metal fuselage, plastic wings, even the tail is die-cast. It's all pretty good, solid stuff. We've got some pretty nice antenna here. And of course there's one above the cockpit canopy. It's nicely done, nicely printed. It's got a machine gun at the back here for the rear gunner. So there's actually 2. So you got a rear gunner, you got a pilot in the front, but on this model you don't actually see the figures. I mean, these these Air Combat Collection models, you don't actually get figures in the cockpit, so you just get only the airplanes. I mean, this color scheme is actually pretty nice. I mean, apart from the fact that we actually got a slightly different version than what we actually saw in the prototype, in the brochure. Now, I don't know about the snake pattern though. I'm not sure whether if this is real or not. Like based on the real thing, I'm not sure on the real airplane, the actual airplane during the war, you got this snake color, this snake design. I'm not really sure, but let me know down in the comments below, guys, and tell me whether or not if this is an actual color, an actual, detail like on the real airplane. Probably this is based off the real airplane. I'm not really sure, but let me know down below. Tell me guys what you think. Got some really interesting detail. I mean, T6 CP, the Luftwaffe logo. I mean, I really like the camouflage pattern on this. It's really cool. Okay, now moving on. So let's just check out the display stand. Now, the display stand is really nothing much to talk about. I mean, it's just a plastic triangular display stand. I mean, it is a solid plastic though. Not much to it. Just a simple JU87B2 Stuka printed on the display base. Nothing at the bottom here. So, I mean, basically it's just a straightforward display base for the airplane model. So let's just put this back on. And there you go. So there is the Stuka dive bomber. It's a very nice model, guys. I mean, this is a big win. It's got some really good details. I mean GE Fabry, the company that manufactured these models, they are really good stuff. So now let's move on to the next model. That's the Hawker Typhoon. Originally called the Tempest, but I've always called it the Typhoon because this airplane is an absolute banger. So let's just take this airplane off the display stand. Now the Typhoon or the Tempest, now this is actually the Hawker Tempest, which is the predecessor to the Typhoon. Now both planes are actually very identical. Now this actual airplane is a low-level fighter aircraft built by the Hawker Company in the UK, and there were about 1,399 units made during the war. And its war record stretches from World War II up to, from 1944, 1945, up to the war in Malaya, which was after the war, 1948 to 1952. Which is really interesting. I didn't imagine that this airplane actually went all the way here into Malaysia, which back then in the 50s it was called Malaya. And this plane also appeared roughly about January 1944. 5 months later appeared in D-Day and supported the D-Day landings, fighting off the German invasion forces. And, this primary airplane used to attack airfields, German targets, trains over Normandy. And this model of the airplane, this is the Mark I Hawker Typhoon Tempest. Okay. And, this is a very, very interesting airplane. I mean, it's not the most, popular as the Spitfire or the Hurricane, used during the war. I mean, this is a low-level fighter aircraft, and it's fast. I mean, it's loud as well. So this is the Mark I version, as you can see here. It's a great model, by the way, guys. This has got a lot of weight to this. This is a very heavy model compared with the Stuka. This one has got more die-cast metal in this one. This one has got metal die-cast wings. Even the fuselage is die-cast. But there are some parts which is plastic, like the tail. The tail wing is plastic. Okay. As usual, we don't have any figures inside the cockpit canopy, but it's very nicely done though. I mean, the detail on this is really good. Now I don't know about the there's a slight little detail under the cockpit canopy which is wonky. Not sure you see it right there. Yeah, it's a little wonky. While on the other side, it's nice and straight. So we got UST. We got the lovely, beautiful Royal Air Force roundels, especially on the wings. Now they're a little on the glossy side, these decals. And this model has got rotating propeller blades. Awesome. Yes. I mean, as far as I can tell you guys, not all the models that my dad have in his collection, especially these Air Combat World War II airplanes, especially the ones with propellers. I think this is the only example that has spinning propellers. I may be wrong, maybe others might have it, but this one that my dad has got spinning propellers, and it's really, really good. It doesn't spin freely though. It's kind of friction based a little. Paint is all matte painted camouflage. Very, very nice. Awesome stuff. Now there are no wheels. Now this plane has the undercarriage is completely molded in to the fuselage. So I mean, it's a very simple model. 1/100 scale, palm size. Good amount of weight to it. And we got 2 plastic fuel tanks. Okay, got a couple of screws. Even on the Stuka, there's actually 1 screw at the bottom of the Stuka. Very interesting. All right, so there you go. It's a very nice model, guys. I highly recommend this collection to you guys. I mean, for those of you who do not own this collection, I really suggest you grab one of these. For those of you who are into World War II planes or the modern day stuff, especially whatever GE Fabry has made, this is a very nice collection to have, you know, especially for you diehard World War II fans. This is an awesome aviation collection. Highly recommended. I mean, if you want to get this model, guys, I mean, I highly suggest to get them on eBay, because I think that's the only place where you can actually get these models now, because since these models are now 22 years old and they're super hard to find, and they might be very, very expensive, especially if you're trying to buy them from Malaysia. So I don't think it's highly recommended. But for you guys who are watching my channel from overseas, from America or from the UK or Europe, you can get this off eBay, no problem. All right, so there you go, guys. I hope you liked today's video, and please check back again next week, because I'll be uploading another video. I'll be uploading part 2 of another couple of Air Combat Collection airplanes. Not sure which one I'll be doing, guys, but stay tuned for that one, and I'll let you know in the post. And yeah, please like and subscribe to the channel, guys. It really helps this channel. And I'll see you guys again next time, guys. I'll see you guys next week, actually. I'll see you guys next week for another part 2 of Air Combat Collection's airplane review. So I'll see you then, guys. Cheers and have a great day.